It's Friday, August the 8th, 2014. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and this is episode number 46 of T.E.N, Transportive Old News for the week beginning August the 4th, 2014. It's official, the next generation Chevrolet Volt electric car is on its way, and we'll get to see it for the first time at the 2015 North American International Auto Show in Detroit next January. About to enter its fourth year of production, the plug-in range extended electric car has proven popular with US buyers in its current form thanks to a 38-mile EPA-approved range and a 1.4-litre gasoline backup engine for long-distance trips. Over in Europe, however, the Volt and its European cousin, the Opel/Vauxhall Ampera, hasn't done as well and will be discontinued when the all-new Volt 2.0 launches. Talking of which, while we don't know how much the all-new 2016 Volt will be, we can tell you that it's likely to gain some substantial improvements to all-electric range, as well as a likely more efficient onboard gasoline engine, and perhaps, if spy shots are to be believed, a more practical hatchback 5-seat arrangement. For now, though, we'll just have to be content with this sneaky teaser pic released yesterday by General Motors. Back in 2009, a limited number of all-electric Mini Cooper cars rolled off BMW's production lines in Oxford, England, marking the start of an extensive multi-year worldwide series of BMW electric car test fleet trials. Ultimately, the BMW Mini E test fleet gave way to the more practical BMW Active E test fleet, which in turn gave way to the BMW i3 electric car earlier this year. But as Automotive News hinted earlier this week, an all-electric BMW Mini E could be making a comeback as early as next year. While details aren't forthcoming at the moment, we can tell you any BMW Mini E would be built on the same UKL platform used by current 2015 model year Minis. Designed to take multiple drivetrains, including electric ones, the UKL platform is used by a wide range of BMW vehicles and should make a plug-in Mini E a very fun vehicle. Add this to the already promised Mini plug-in hybrid and perhaps even that beautiful Mini Superleggera concept we saw last year, and those who like their cars small, quirky and retro may have a few cars to choose from in the near future. In the rapidly growing brand-conscious consumer culture of China, image is everything. From electronic gadgets to clothing, Chinese consumers are eagerly snapping up prestigious Western brands at eye-watering prices, while unscrupulous entrepreneurs are doing everything they can to copy, mimic or claim established brands as their own. In some cases, so-called trademark trolls are even purposely applying to the Chinese authorities to establish a Chinese trademark of already established Western brands, just so they can sell the brand on for an extortionate rate to the highest bidder. And that's exactly what happened with Californian automaker Tesla Motors when a trademark troll obtained a Chinese market patent for the Tesla brand. After a lengthy legal battle, however, the two sides have now reportedly settled completely and amicably this week, with the businessman who had laid claim to the Tesla trademark in China finally agreeing to hand over his claim to the Tesla brand to the Californian automaker. While the news not only means Tesla can now finally use the tesla.cn domain that's been waiting for some time, but it also means it can officially sell its Tesla Model S as a Tesla Model S in China, something which was previously not possible due to the trademark claim. Electric cars are quiet, easy to drive and extremely cheap to run. What's more, they have an uncanny ability to make anyone driving them for the first time grin from ear to ear, a phenomenon known by advocates and industry insiders as the EV grin. But while all of the above might be true, it's not always easy to figure out how well an electric car might fit in with your lifestyle. How do you know, for example, that your daily driving requirements really will be met by any of the electric cars on the market today? Thankfully, though, there's a new web app out from the UC Davis which will help you figure it out. Called EV Explorer, it lets you compare up to 4 different vehicles for fuel efficiency using trips you make on a weekly, daily or monthly basis. Not only that, but you get to pick the cars you want to compare, electric or not, and input your local energy prices to get a really good estimate. There are a few things missing, like being terrain aware, but for would-be EV drivers, we think this is a must-try app to see if electric cars are right for you. Give it a go and let us know what you think. I want you to think back to December 2010 when the Nissan LEAF electric hatchback launched. Now I want you to think forward to November last year when the BMW i3 electric car first launched. And I want you to tell which car in the first 7 months of sales sold more. If you said BMW i3, you wouldn't be alone. I thought that too. But it turns out that Nissan's all-electric LEAF sold a massive 11,598 cars during its first 7 months of sales, while the BMW i3 just sold 6,873, despite having a far better organised, more coherent launch strategy than Nissan 3 years earlier. Of course, there are a few reasons for the disparity in sales. For a start, the LEAF is designed to appeal to mainstream car buyers, while the BMW i3 is more of a premium market city car. But as some of our viewers commented this week, there's also the little fact that the BMW i3 didn't launch in the US until May this year, something which is bound to have stifled sales for the first 5 months or so. It just goes to show, though, the data can sometimes surprise you, so check your sales figures. With no tailpipe to spew noxious gases, fully electric cars are emissions-free during their daily use, provided you charge them up, of course, from renewable sources of electricity such as wind, wave or solar power. Yet not everyone who drives an electric car has access to 100% renewable energy, meaning their cars are as green as the power mix provided to them by the local utility company. For US owners of the soon-to-launch Volkswagen e-Golf, however, that won't be a problem thanks to a new carbon offsetting scheme announced this week. Based on similar schemes being operated in parts of Europe, Volkswagen North America has partnered up with 3 Degrees, a green power and carbon offsetting company, to ensure that every 2015 Volkswagen e-Golf sold in the US is truly zero emissions. Of course, the practice of carbon offsetting isn't as good as reducing your own carbon footprint by proactive means, but at least it means that any e-Golf customers in the US will know that any damage caused to the environment during the manufacture and first 36,000 miles of their car's life has been offset by eco-goodness elsewhere. I guess it's a start. With its first mass-produced fuel cell vehicle, rumoured to be called the Mirai, just months from launch, Japanese automaker Toyota is doing everything it can to promote hydrogen fuel cell technology as the more convenient or practical alternative to battery electric vehicles. So far, it's managed to persuade the Japanese government to offer 2 million yen in buyer incentives to each and every Toyota fuel cell vehicle customer, and another 1 million yen earmarked for incentives in customers who live in the prefecture of Aichi where the car will be made. But this week we heard a rumour that the Japanese government are considering taking things one step further by offering a limited number of hydrogen fuel cell cars to customers for free, just to get hydrogen fuel cell technology on the road. While we've not been able to corroborate this story, offering to foot the bill for each and every 7 million yen Toyota Mirai, at least for a while, seems like a massive undertaking. But the thing we really want to know is this: if someone gave you a free hydrogen fuel cell car, would you drive it? Japanese automakers Nissan and Mitsubishi might be rivals in the electric car marketplace, but they're just about to become partners too in the Japanese-centric Kei-Jidosa market. As reported over the weekend, the two firms have officially announced a joint 50-50 venture to bring a new low-cost electric car to market. Costing less than the current generation Mitsubishi i-MiEV, the new car would be jointly developed and owned by the two companies and go on sale in the exclusive and very lucrative Kei-Jidosa market. For those who don't know, Japan's cities and congested streets mean you can't buy a car unless you can prove you have somewhere to park it at night. That is, unless you have a Kei-Jidosa. Smaller than normal cars and regulated by strict laws governing their physical dimensions and power output, these ultra-compact rumabouts have traditionally been powered by tiny gasoline engines. But Nissan and Mitsubishi wants to transform the low-cost Kei market with a truly affordable electric car. Of course, Mitsubishi's i-MiEV, at least the Japanese version, is technically a Kei-Denki Jidosa, an electric city car, but its price is still too high to be considered by many. Here's hoping the new car entices more Japanese buyers into an all-electric Kei car. Well, that's it for this week. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode of T.E.N. And in the meantime, visit www.transportevolve.com for all the Evolve transport news that's fit to print. Subscribe to our channel and other shows on YouTube, and in case you're wondering, there's no Transport Evolve panel show for the next few weeks due to a summer hiatus. We're tweaking the studio and making it look all cool. So until next time, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield, and until next time, stay juiced up!